Hey, what's going on, guys? Our little review this week is going to be on the River2Sea Biggie square bill crankbait. This is a signature series crankbait put out by Ish Monroe, and there's a few different features on it that I'm going to go over. I'm going to size it up against some other well-known crankbaits. So let me go ahead and show you what this bait's all about. Alright guys, so the River2Sea Biggie has two different models. They have the Biggie Smalls and the Biggie Papa. The Biggie Smalls is the smaller profile, and the Papa obviously being the bigger profile. And then they have two separate styles in each model. They have a rattling, fast floating version, which is what they call the bumpin', and then they have a silent, slow floating version, which is what they call the creepin'. Also, according to their website, the creepin' is also called the stealth runner. I've only seen it called the stealth runner on their website. So I think most people are just calling it the creepin'. So the dimensions, there's 4 different crankbaits here. You have 2 different profiles, and in each profile you have a silent and a rattling. So in the smaller, starting with the smaller, you have the Biggie Smalls bumpin', and it has a length of 2 1/4 inches, a weight of 5/16 of an ounce, a diving depth of 3 to 4 feet, and it is a fast floating lure. And the bumpin' is a rattling crankbait. And then you jump to the Biggie Smalls creepin', which has a length of 2 1/4 inches again, but a weight of 3/8 of an ounce, and a diving depth of 2 to 4 feet, same, but it is a slow floating lure, and that one is silent. The next one is the Biggie Papa bumpin', and you're jumping up in size here because this one has a length of 2 5/8 of an inch, 9/16 of an ounce, and you're going a little deeper with 3 to 5 feet. And this one is a fast floating. It's the bumpin', so it's the rattling version. And then the last one is the Biggie Papa creepin', and that one has again a length of 2 5/8 inches and a weight of 5/8 of an ounce, so it's a little heavier. And it has a diving depth of 3 to 5 feet, so it's the same, and it is a slow floating lure, so the slow floating lures are silent. Okay, did everybody get that? So 4 different crankbaits here. Looks like they've got 13 different colors on their website. Or as far as on River2Sea's website, it says there's 10, but on Tackle Warehouse there's 13. So there's probably some Tackle Warehouse colors here. Tackle Warehouse Delta Red and Reversed and Sunfish. Looks like they have 3 exclusive colors at Tackle Warehouse that you can get. So I'm going to show you the measurement here. With the ring on the back, this one has a length of 2 3/8 inches with that ring, and then with the bill it's 2 5/8. So like I said, or if I haven't said this, these ones here are the Biggie Smalls creepin', so the same thing as the stealth runner. So this is a silent bait, doesn't make any noise. One of the first things that you'll notice is the eye. It still has that holographic design, but it's not really an eye. It's the River2Sea logo. Still trying to figure out why they put their logo on these eyes, but there it is. It's the River2Sea logo in their eye, and it has just a standard split ring, just a standard circle split ring. And there's those hooks. If I didn't already mention, the hooks on the Biggie Smalls are number 4s, and then on the Biggie Papa they're number 2s, and they're just the River2Sea brand according to their website. So one of the other things that I noticed about this bait is its slender profile that it has. This one's not showing up very well. There we go. If you size it up against some of the other crankbaits that are out there, like this KBD 1.5, you can see it's a little bit fatter in its profile. Maybe not this way. or even this way. But this way, it's much more slender. So I don't think that that really means anything as far as the way it moves in the water, but maybe a fish might view it a little bit differently. I don't know. And looking inside of it, there's really nothing going on inside of this bait. It's just got a weight. It's like a half of a cylinder weight right here. And there's nothing else going on inside this bait at all. So the other thing that I noticed about this bait is the bill looks very similar to this Ricklun RC2 from Lucky Strike. Just very similar looking bills with that very hard edge or corner here. So just a similar looking bait. You can look it up against the KVD here. Now, for those of you that don't know, the reason why I show my baits up against the KVDs all the time, it's not because the KVD is a quintessential crankbait or anything like that, but the KVD is an inexpensive crankbait, and a lot of people have it, and a lot of people can understand what a bait looks like or is. If you don't know what this one, if you've never held it or seen it, but you have 45 of these, then you can kind of get the idea of what the River2Sea looks like when you see it up against the Strike King KVD. So, like I said, that's why I show it up against that one. I try to show it up against similarly priced ones too, like this guy here, because this is another competing. It's in that same price point, that $5-6 range. Well, it's $7, but same deal. So, but that was why I wanted to show it up against these guys here. And somebody wanted me to show it up against the Excalibur. So there it is up against the Excalibur XCS 100, which is the same as a 1.5. So for the guy that was asking for that, there you go. That's the Excalibur XCS 100. So this is the slow floating version of this lure. Now, before I looked into this lure, I didn't even realize that it was a slow floating lure until I went out and fished with it. And I thought to myself that it was just a tad bit faster than the lure review that we did last week on the Clacking Crank put out by Rapala, which is a very slow floating lure. So same thing here. I suppose that if you were to add bigger hooks or even thicker wire hooks that might weigh a little bit more, that might make this bait float even slower. So just something to consider when you're out there fishing with these, that it's already a slow floating lure as far as the silent versions are, or the creepin'. They are slow floaters, so that if you add more weight to them, it's probably going to make them float slower than they already do. So just keep that in mind when you're buying the bait, because if you're one of those people that always, no matter what, replaces your hooks, generally better hooks, better hooks by most people's standards have thicker wires, and thicker wires just means most of the time that they're going to be heavier. So just keep that in mind. It's something to consider. So like I said, we have two different colors here. We have the cold-blooded and the TS Minnow. Let's go over the cold-blooded first. So you can kind of see that all the names and all the descriptors of this bait are kind of falling into that hip-hop genre, which kind of makes sense. I mean, that's kind of Ish Monroe's deal. He's kind of seems to be kind of a hip-hop guy, he's always real hip with the way he speaks and stuff like that, which is fine. So why did I bring that up? Because this is called cold-blooded, and I think that's really the only reason why this is called cold-blooded. It's just a crawdad imitation. It's a transparent red finish. It's got a black back. You can see that it has the signature right here on the back. But and then we have the black crawdad lines going down the side of it, and then this just says River2Sea Biggie Smalls on the bottom. Kind of hard to get it to focus on this one. There we go. So anyway, there's the River2Sea Biggie Smalls Creepin' in Cold-Blooded. The next one we have here is TS Minnow. TS Minnow is very, very similar to like a ghost minnow color. Do I have a ghost minnow color? Well, you've all seen ghost minnow colors. So this is the just TS Minnow, ghost minnow type of color. It's got this green, kind of a olive back, and then fading into just a kind of a transparent, just a almost kind of clear side. And then the bottom is pearl. It's not clear. It is actually painted. You see it says River2Sea Biggie Smalls, and there's a C on there. So you can tell that that is the creepin'. And so there it is. It's got the shad dot on there as well. So there's the River2Sea Biggie Smalls Creepin'. There we go. My goodness, what a mouthful with these names. I think they could have done it a little easier for me, but there you go. The River2Sea Ish Monroe Biggie Smalls Squarebill Crankbait. Let's make sure there was nothing else I wanted to talk about. Like I said, no rattles in these, so they're silent. You can get the rattling ones, and you can get them. The rattling ones are in a fast floating version. So there they are. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'd appreciate it, like you guys have been doing. That's great that you guys have been liking my videos, and I really, really appreciate that. If you guys would just continue to do that, like I said, it really lets me know how I'm doing, and gives me kind of the incentive to keep going on with the reviews. I really enjoy doing these, and I'm glad to be able to help you guys out if I'm helping you guys out at all with letting you guys see these lures up close and personal. So I don't know what we're going to do next week. I know there's a guy out there that posted on my account that he wanted to see the Spro Fat John 60. And I really want to do this crankbait. It's actually like this is the one that I wanted to do the most in this entire lineup of crankbaits that I bought recently. But what I want to do is I want to do all three of the circuit board lipped crankbaits in a row that I bought. I have three of them. I have the I'm a Squarebill, the Fat John 60, and the Jackall Aska that all have that circuit board lip. And I wanted to do them all in a row, and I was thinking about doing them all last. So that's the reason why I haven't done the Spro Fat John 60 yet. It's because I think I'm just going to wait on that for a little bit. So we'll probably do the Bandit next, or I think that's pretty much it. Oh no, we have the Bass Pro Shop brand too. We might do that one next. So it's either going to be the Bandit or the Bass Pro Shop brand next. So thanks for watching. Like the video. Appreciate all the views and all the support. And thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.